Hi, I'm George Cox. Welcome to Acton TV's Talk of the Town. Coming up on this show, find out more information about pedal power, what's in your astrology forecast, highlights from the kids' video camp, and so much more. On the last Talk of the Town, you saw all the information about the great Bruce Freeman Rail Trail. Well, you might need a bike for that trail, and here's our interview with Joyce Reshoots of Pedal Power in Acton. Well, we just took the tour of the Bruce Freeman Rail Trail, and we're here with Joyce Reshoots with her beautiful store, Pedal Power. Tell us about your store and how long have you been here?
Well, Pedal Power is a family shop. And I think it may be something that's disappearing in this world. My kids grew up here. We were in Acton 39 years ago. And we've kept the same character, we hope. We have a wonderful staff, and we've been in this location for 39 years. So people in Acton tend to know us, and people around the area, and we like bikes, and we like people to feel good about bikes.
Now, technology always changes. What is the latest technology with bikes? Because it's just like computers, everything changes. Have bikes stayed the same, or have bikes evolved?
I had an interesting talk the other day because I talked to the senior center here in Acton, and I realized that they hadn't maybe seen some of the new stuff with the electric shifting and with bikes that are much easier to get off and on of, and bikes that have pedal assist, and many, many, many innovations that change the whole character. So while your bike might look like the one that's hanging on in your garage with two wheels and a frame, it's totally different. And fitting is very important. No pain involved with biking anymore.
And you have a great staff here. If people want to come in and get a bike and they're not sure and they need to be fitted, tell us about your staff and how they can assist people.
Well, we do fitting, we do all the repairs. I say we do everything from little kids' bikes to we could get a picture of, we just did a real super duper fancy triathlon bike. And that gives the range of everything that we do because we do everything. We're not snobby.
So what are the must-have safety accessories that really everyone should have on their bike?
First of all, the bike should fit really well so you're in good control. That's the main thing. Then of course you need a helmet for sure, and a little bit of practice so that you feel comfortable and you feel in control. And then of course the rail trail is going to do that for us because people are going to have someplace to ride.
Excellent. And if people want more information about your store, where can they find that?
That's pedpow.com. Okay, pedpow.com. Never mind having a little ad. Thank you.
Coming up next, Debra Stock of Debra's Natural Gourmet. Located in the heart of Concord, Mass., here is part 2 of our interview with Debra Stock about some of the unique items available at Debra's Natural Gourmet.
Well, in this section we have all these wonderful rices. So we have a black rice it's called the forbidden rice because only the Emperor of China and his family were allowed to eat it. We have a jade pearl rice from Japan. I mean, we have all these really wonderful heirloom rices that American companies are encouraging, production of. But we have a lot of grains here. Many of you know about quinoa. You know about quinoa, George.
Of course.
One of the 3 grains that's a complete protein. Another one that I really loved is amaranth. I don't think you can see that. But can you see how teeny tiny those are?
Oh. And what would you put this in?
I always say instead of trying to create something new, use what you do every day that you're comfortable with. So if you're going to make oatmeal, put a little amaranth in your oatmeal. If you're going to make rice, put a little bit in your rice and get used to it. Always has a different flavor a different flavor profile, but it also has wonderful nutritional components.
And what looks nice about this is you can get just the amount that you need instead of a preset amount.
A little bit or a lot. It's all up to you.
That's wonderful. I like the fact that you don't have to big bag. You can just get what you like. Awesome.
All right. These 150 drawers of herbs and spices, and all but 6 of the 150 are certified organic. But I always say that if you're doing something, if you get bored by the same old. So let's say if you're making rice, one day jazz it up. Add something like sumac or za'atar or spices that are used throughout the world that we have here that you may not have tried.
And I know people who might not have heard of some of these stuff, your staff will probably educate people, about some of the different spices.
We'll do our best.
Oh, the olive oils, and there's so many olive oils. Now, a lot of people might go and just get the cheap olive oil. Why shouldn't they do that?
Well, the Canadian FDA found that out of every 3 out of 5 imported olive oils were rancid, were contaminated, weren't extra virgin, had chemicals in them which they were using to put a green color or a red color. So you want to make sure that you're getting the real deal, and in order to do that, you need to buy from someone or someone who really has their chops, and that that's not going to be the cheapest one because you can't produce a good olive oil for very little, which isn't to say that you shouldn't enjoy every drop then. I like to know the olive oil people, and I will call Bariani and speak to them on the phone. I've met them out in California, and a fine olive oil will have a harvest date and a pressing date. And so you can see that has a pressing date and a harvest date, or reverse. But I just want to point out there are other wonderful oils too. So a pumpkin seed oil is really great. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love pumpkin seed oil, and I also love ghee, and I love coconut oil, and I love the toasted, not the toasted. What the heck is that called, George? Smoked olive oil.
Oh, yes.
Smoked over pine cones, so it tastes like bacon.
Now, what do you recommend for people who are using, butter? I mean, what's a good alternative, a healthy alternative, instead of butter and a lot of these vegetable oils that you buy on the grocery store? I think some of these olive oils would be better for cooking.
First of all, what's wrong with butter as long as it's good grass-fed butter? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Delicious.
Right.
If you don't have to give it up, if you're not allergic to it, don't. I love butter, and I use a lot of it. I use a lot of coconut oil. I use a lot of olive oil for sauteing, and so yes, that's wonderful. If you like the taste of butter, but you can't do the lactose in butter, try ghee.
Ghee, okay, wonderful. What is the difference between the ice cream you carry and the type you can get on the supermarket shelf?
I'm sure the supermarkets share a lot of ice creams with us. We can't claim exclusivity except for a couple. So this is an ice cream that's made in Stowe, Massachusetts, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Not only is the taste and the flavor wonderful, but what I really love about it is that they're buying an organic local milk. Everything they're using is local, and they're one of the 2 ice creams we carry that have no gums. So no gums, no stabilizers, which means it's that old-fashioned ice cream that just melts on your tongue. And the other one that I really love is Tea-rific, which has been in Bon Appetit and Food and Wine. Again, their ice creams are all based on tea, but again, no gums, no stabilizers, just really lovely ice creams.
You know what's wonderful about your store too is there are so many items here that you normally can't get anywhere. And what was that like, just to put all these ingredients and products in your store? I mean, it must be challenging because I haven't seen any of these in a store.
It's certainly a challenge, but that's part of the wonderfulness of it too, is that somebody will come and find us and say, I have this new product, what do you think? And very often we're the first store, they tell us, in New England, or we have a couple of them even in the country to carry. And it's so exciting for us because it keeps things new and fresh, and we're just like you. We always want to try something new and wonderful.
What is Mercury in retrograde? What does it all mean, and how does it affect your life? Find out with our house astrologer, Chris Flischer.
Hey, this is the astrology for the coming 2 weeks. We're about to enter into the autumnal equinox, which occurs at the same time as the sun enters into Libra on September 22nd. Libra is the sign of balance, so it's fitting that the equinox occurs at the time where there are equal parts dark and light. This is a turning point from which we begin to see the skies darken earlier each night as we creep towards winter solstice, and the completely embrace the shortest day of the year forthcoming, only to then turn the corner towards the encroaching light. On the same day, we will be relieved to see Mercury stationed direct after its long retrograde in Virgo. This has been an interesting retrograde, especially since Mercury rules Virgo. Like all retrogrades, this one has allowed us to review our path and make necessary corrections. In this regard, we should view retrogrades not as something to run from, afraid, but rather step into them. Details matter, and in the end, this retrograde may bring those details right to our attention. In the middle of the week, Mercury will trine, which is an easy angle, Pluto, and we may discover something especially sordid and dark about something, unbeknownst to us previously. Pretty interesting stuff. We might see some really unusual things come to light. This particular season is rich with astrological significance as Saturn, the planet of responsibility, squares, which is a challenging angle, to Neptune, the planet of illusion. Just the simple descriptive terms used to identify those two planets sets the stage for what we are witnessing. It is no small irony that these two influential, slow-moving planets are front and center now. Plotting outer planets drive the narrative for generational shifts as they wield their influence over a longer span of time. Those changes are clearly evident in the pages of history books. When we glance backwards, we can see how their archetypal characteristics come fully into play. When we look at the current political circus, we can see their presence clearly in the battle between responsibility and delusion. On one side of the fence, we see this hardened authority telling us what we must do in order to evolve responsibly. On the other hand, we have a self-absorbed, narcissistic, preaching isolationist. Logic will tell us that responsibility is the better path, but the power of illusion is overwhelming, especially if we are prone to fantasy. I'll talk to you in a few weeks. Bye.
Thank you, Chris, and remember you can see his full show at ActonTV.org, and for more information you can check out his website at turningofthewheel.com. Coming up next, our volunteer producers Aruna Sharma and Carol Lindsay had some highlights from the Boxborough Harvest Fair.
Hi, I'm Aruna Sharma.
And I'm Carol Lindsay with ActonTV. We'd like to welcome you to the Boxborough Harvest Fair today. Today there's all kinds of arts and crafts and musical performances that we're watching.
It's so much fun here. I hope you get to enjoy, whether it's live, you already have seen and you're seeing second time, or
just make sure you grab the popcorn because it's a good show.
Mama wrote down, spat on the ground, every time my name gets mentioned. And the papa said, oh, if I get that boy, I'm gonna stick him in the house with detention. I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. I'm taking my time and I don't know where. Spider roses, in a corona, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Down by the schoolyard.
I'm Carol Lindsay talking to Jennifer Moss, the choral director at the Acton Boxborough Regional High School. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi. Great to be here.
It's good to have you. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us. So here at the Boxborough Harvest Fair, your group performed.
Yes, we had 4 of our 7 after-school a cappella groups. We had A.B. Masti, which is our Indian and American music fusion group. 2 mixed voice guys and girls groups, 13 Fish named Jennifer and Cascade, and then our all-female group, Downbeat. In addition to our improv group at the high school, who are just tremendously funny, Chuckle Sandwich.
So how many performers do you have in your group?
Well, so in the curricular groups, we have 4 curricular groups at the high school for the choruses. We have 4 different choirs, and we have about 200 singers in that. The groups that sang today are all after school, and they're all student directed, which is really fun because it gives the kids a chance to learn leadership skills, working together. It's really fun. It gives them a chance to really have ownership of something. And I would say over those 7 groups, there's probably 80 to 90 kids in those. Those are auditioned. We do have non-auditioned choirs as well. So we have a lot of kids singing, which is really, really fun. We're lucky.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful experience for them to not just sing, but to build their confidence levels and all the things that go along with being a performer. You know, standing up on stage in front of public is not easy. Yeah. And once you do that, well, maybe it won't be so hard for them to do that report at school or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what would you say if a student is a little shy, a little nervous about coming in and wants to perform? What would you say to him or her?
I would say just join. we have so many people doing it that it's really easy to come in and be part of a large group and also have some be a little anonymous as well. Not to be, you know, they're not, our groups are so big so that you can be part of something that's really strong. Everybody can learn to sing. I have people who join as freshmen and stay all 4 years. I have people who just join for senior year, so it's never too late. And it's really fun. It does build those skills. So much of life is just looking like you know what you're doing, even when you don't.
Really?
Yeah. And I think, like you said, as a performer, you build those skills beyond, you know, the knowledge and everything else that comes with whatever you want to do.
It sounds like a wonderful experience to have there at the high school, and I think they're lucky to have you. 13 years experience? Wow, good for you. I bet it went fast.
It's gone really fast. It's unbelievable, yeah.
So thank you for taking the time today, and I look forward to hearing more beautiful performances from your singers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
This is our children's exhibit area. We have needlework exhibits here. This one was particularly interesting because a young child did learning how to sew on buttons, which, if you didn't know it, is really pretty tricky to do. And this baked item, the recipe was invented by a 6-year-old. It's called One Bite Breakfast. I thought that was pretty clever. Beautifully decorated cupcakes. And then over here we have a fairy house, which is just full of imagination with the note that it includes the fairy, which is, as you can see, Tinkerbell. And when this little girl checked in her item, she had a very hard time coming up with a brief title. It was all about the rainbow unicorn who has sparkle and magic, and the title kept going on and on and on. So it was just wonderful to watch her and her mother trying to agree on a short title. So I think for the children who participate, no matter the amount of time they spend on it, for them, it's more like they put their whole heart into it.
My name is Alana. I made a fairy house, and I decided to put a fairy there.
Which one is a fairy? Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. What's her name?
Her name is Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell, okay.
Took 5 minutes.
Wow, you're so talented.
The steps are made out of pine cones.
Ooh.
And this is a table and a chair, and then trees. That's all one piece.
Oh wow, where did you get those mosses and all this thing?
In the woods.
And how old are you?
I'm 6.
6. Wow. And you won the first place. Congratulations.
We are looking at the Taylor School, which has a Montessori technique. Here is a young boy working on his leaf patterns. What are you making?
Something for someone. So, like, because today's someone's birthday, so I want to make one for them.
It's beautiful. Is it supposed to be a bookmark?
Or you can walk on them. I think it could be a bookmark.
It could be a lot of things. You could hang it up on the wall as a decoration. Well, they're very lucky that you're making it for them. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what was your name again? Thank you, Caden. We're talking with Marnie Kaplan-Earl from the Taylor School, which practices a Montessori technique. Correct, Marnie?
We do. It's our foundation philosophy is Montessori, but it's a little different in that we've added some progressive elements like art integration and nature integration. We also do a lot of teaching to sort of the neurological development of children using the Montessori method.
So how do you feel the Montessori technique helps with neurological impairment?
Well, it's not so much impairment, but the early development of the brain is such an amazing and fascinating, complicated process. And for young children, it happens during sort of sensitive periods for different kinds of work and different kinds of sensory absorption. So it's a time in their life between the ages of 2.9 and 6 when they're really learning how to be a learner. And Montessori parses that out in challenging and organic ways.
So it's a multisensory technique that basically is teaching them how to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
In their own way. So the child sort of self-educates, and the environment is specially prepared with all different kinds of challenges, and the child makes their way through the environment and makes their own choices, and then a highly trained guide is there to help give them lessons and help them on their way.
Well, it sounds wonderful, and I wish you all the luck in the world. And you are located in Boxborough?
In Boxborough, on the corner of Hill Road and 111, and we have a beautiful outdoor natural play space and some chickens and all kinds of interesting things to do.
So thank you for talking to us about the Taylor School in Boxborough, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, we're going to leave you with highlights of the kids' video camp that we do here every year. For more information, you can check out our website at ActonTV.org. For all of us at the channel, we want to wish you a great week. I'm George Cox. We'll see you again next time.
All right, so how about you introduce yourself? What's your name?
My name is Senya, and I'm going into 5th grade. What is your favorite school subject or least favorite school subject?
Well, my least favorite school subject is, I would say, math. And my favorite is PE or music.
Nice. What job would you like when you get older?
A doctor or engineer.
So, what I really like about Big Hero 6 is some parts of it were funny, other parts get a little, serious.
That guy, doctor, I think.
I hate him.
Yeah, such a meanie boo-boo just because he lost
We are
his
now
daughter in the
arch
space.
enemies.
Yep.
Now you have 12 minutes and 30 seconds to start. Your time begins now.
That's a pretty big scoop she's got there. I'm not going to the ice cream store after this. Well, I'm interested to see what Al comes up with because, he said it's going to be a disaster, but I don't know. Maybe, he's getting out the Cheez-Its. They are just taking big scoops of other ice creams and mixing them together.
Whoa, okay, that's one big
That looks like a lot of ice cream. It's like a Mount Everest.
It's been a very messy experiment, and so we have our final results. So first, we are going to start out with Catherine's mixture.
8.5.
8.5, that's very interesting. Now we are going to taste Alex's mixture. Ready?
Try to dodge the pretzel sticks and the Cheez-Its
Now,
and the cookies.
Start tasting. Okay. No! Okay, just calm down. Calm down.
out of his face.
All right, what would you give that?
So bad.
Okay, thank you.
This was all intentional.
Welcome to an Acton Boxborough news update.
I'm Jada.
And I'm Anna, coming to you straight out of Acton TV studio green screen setup. First up, Narra Park. Jada?
Well, it's been a great summer at Narra Park in Acton so far, and it's just going to keep getting better. On Friday, July 15th, the world...
I'm just a little Gryffindor walking by.
Hey, you looked at me funny. Let's have a duel.
Expelliarmus!
Oh, stupid fuck.
Protego!
Oh,
Hi everyone, and welcome to Jack Row. Here's Jack. He'll be performing lots of gymnastic skills. Let's see our scores.
6.5, 5.5, 7.5, 8.2.
Jack, I would say that's a really good score.
At Acton TV video production camp, we learned about three-point lighting. To practice, we recreated the famous Luke, I am your father scene from The Empire Strikes Back, just using 3 lights and some household items.
We used just one light for Darth Vader, a key light, which illuminated the face while keeping the background largely dark. This helps to make him look more scary.
For Luke, we used 2 lights, a key light and a hair light. We tried to replace his lighting from the original scene, in which a key light illuminates part of his face, and a hair light makes his body stand out from the background.
Check out the recreation and see whether or not we were successful.
I'll never join you. If only you knew the power of the dark side of the Force. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No, I am your father. No, that's not true. That's impossible. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. No. You're giving me more wrinkles. Hey, you want to see some gymnastics? No.
Daddy, gymnastics!
Hurry, look out, everyone.
Come here.
Dad, you okay? Call 911.
199.
Your legs.
Dad, come on, that's the hall light. Come in.
Hi, my name is Dr. Brown.
Hi, I'm Mrs. King.
Hi, I'll be your doctor today. Sir, you seem to have 2 broken knees.
That's interesting, I had no clue.
Okay, all right. Calm down the sides.